Ladies and gentlemen, the Philippine National Anthem to be followed by the doxology.
We are a united community.
We may not be blood related,
but we patriots are one big family.
Being part of the PWU community strengthens us.
Through the years, we support each other through good times and bad times.
We patriots always have each other's back.
It's a big honor to be part of a community that is open to the ideas of each other.
It drives us to excel and be the best version of ourselves.
That's the standard of excellence that we patriots strive for.
I'm thankful that this community lets us be who we want to be.
We thrive because we accept each other for who we are.
And like a family, we treat each other equally.
Actually, PWU gave us a home and helped us to be a patriot in society.
We may have different individual drums and instruments,
but we march to the same beat together as one united community.
Do you want to march with our community of patriots?
I am a patriot.
I am a patriot.
I am a patriot.
I am a patriot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Philippine National Anthem to be followed by the doxology.
Kayang magiging perasan sinanganan, alam ng puso sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyat ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiin, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bukaw, may dilagang tulad, awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagtiligdig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig, lupa ng araw ng walhati pagsintabay langit sa piling mo, aming ligaya ng pagpay mga ami ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
1919 was an auspicious year in history. The First World War ended, ushering a drastic change in the world order. The Philippine Islands had been a U.S. territory for 2 decades and was promised independence under the Jones Law of 1916. Progressive reformers saw the country and its people as a major target for modernization, and education was its main weapon. 7 forward-looking Filipinas came together in 1919 to create a school where young women could gain the knowledge and skills that would make them modern women. Paz Marquez Benitez was the first president of the Philippine Women's College. Jose Abad Santos was its first chairman of the Board of Trustees. Francisca Tirona Benitez was the second president, and with her husband Dean Conrado, guided the school from a house on A. Flores Street to its iconic Taft Avenue campus. In 1932, the college became a university, making PWU the first university for women in Asia founded by Asians. It provided a space where innovations in education flourished, and young people were encouraged to be the best that they could be. For over 100 years, the Philippine Women's University has been known as a leader in quality education. In 1934, PWU moved into its main campus on Taft Avenue, and since the 1970s has been co-educational. Located in the heart of Metro Manila, it is easily accessible by public transport and surrounded by affordable housing. Today's PWU offers undergraduate and graduate courses in several fields of study. Its business and management programs are responsive to the needs of industry, using evolving technology for global competence. PWU graduates excel in arts and sciences, education, social work, and diplomacy. Its fine arts and music programs have produced outstanding graduates through a holistic education that treasures heritage as well as excellence. PWU has pioneered in fields such as food science, nutrition and dietetics, medical technology, pharmacy, and nursing. PWU continues to play an essential role in producing graduates who possess the skills that make them competitive in the country and anywhere in the world.
Good morning, Patriots! Welcome to the PWU Virtual Student Orientation for New Entrants. I am Mariel Benitez Javellana, PWU's Head for Campus Life. Today, we will discuss PWU's plans for limited face-to-face classes for the new students. And among today's topics for discussion are the guidelines for blended learning, the access to the science and computer laboratories, the university library, the guidance, counseling, and testing office, and other student services. We will also introduce to you the transformative learning system and the MSCED classes. And later this afternoon, we will have an opportunity to have the live breakout sessions with your deans or program chairs for the individual meetings where you will hear specific guidelines for your respective schools. So as we begin, let's all hear from our university president, President Marco Alfredo Benitez. 。
Patriots, welcome to school year 2022-2023. After 2 years of remote online learning, moving towards flexible learning, we are pleased to welcome all of you back on campus as we will finally all return to some form of blended learning for this school year. Since the fourth quarter of 2021, the university has already been preparing for limited face-to-face classes, first for our allied health programs, which began in February of this year, then further expanding to our other skills and performance-based courses last June. Throughout the process, we've ensured compliance with the strict standards of the IATF, the Commission on Higher Education, and of course, our respective local governments who have inspected the university and certified that we are ready for face-to-face classes. With the experience gained the past several months, we are committed to ensuring a safe and healthy school environment where you can once again experience the benefits of face-to-face classes you've all missed for the past 2 years. Not stopping there, you will notice that many areas on campus are also undergoing various improvements, such as the newly painted Taft Avenue main campus, the Paseo, the food hall, the hallways and classrooms at PW JASMs, to name a few. Apart from those learning spaces that have already been retrofitted to conform to the standards of the new normal. Expect more to come in the next few months as we are committed to bringing you the best learning experience we can provide here at PWU. Most importantly, our mission of giving transformative and inclusive education that treasures excellence, spirituality, family values, heritage, community service, and citizenship remains our utmost commitment to you, our students. You will see this in the way our professors teach, how they've adapted to this new mode of blended learning, and how our various student support services, non-teaching personnel, and administrators work together in support of this mission. Finally, as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to remain in our midst, albeit less disruptive and virulent, the university remains committed to the safety and health of the entire community. We therefore encourage everyone to continue observing the proper health and safety protocols being implemented on campus, updating their vaccination status, and looking out not just for our own well-being, but also those of the people around us. This way, we can maintain a safe and conducive learning environment for all. So once again, thank you for your continued trust in PWU, and welcome to school year 2022-2023. See you all on campus.
My dear students, as we continue to live our normal lives and try to leave behind the challenging experiences we encountered in the past years, we look at this year with renewed optimism and hope that things will move best for the future. While inevitable challenges have and may cross our paths in the future, the constancy of education cannot be overlooked. Learning is a constant, education is a goal, and completion of one's chosen professional degree is a must. As we move on, other constants enter into the equation of learning. Quality is a minimum requirement. Getting good grades is necessary, and a serious and responsible outlook on pursuing one's studies is imperative. The art of pursuing one's profession is part of creating your future. Start with this mindset as you begin your college years. Start now. Create your competitive advantage, and as you do so, you inevitably create your comparative advantage. This will be a critical indicator of your career success in the future. This school year, the university will adopt a blended approach. Some call it hybrid and other terms, but what we shall implement this term is a combination of face to face and online classes. In other words, you will have weeks where classes are synchronous or online, but there will be weeks where you need to come to the campus and have face to face classes. Our priority is that we do not want to sacrifice your professional studies, and more particularly, if your professional degree requires passing the PRC board examinations. All laboratory classes are face to face, including your practicum or internship. As always, we want you to remember that we will not compromise quality with convenience, no less with carelessness. In the conduct of your classes, and this is for everyone in the university, we earnestly request each one of you to please take care of yourself, that you do not unnecessarily expose yourself to health risk, and that your health is a personal responsibility. This will further be explained by our other university officials. Again, we welcome you to the PWU community. Remember, we are your partners, and let us travel together in your quest for a better future. Thank you and God bless.
To the University President, Mr. Marco Alfredo Moya Benitez, to our Chancellor and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Filina C. Yang, to my fellow deans and program chairs, administrators, students, especially those freshman students, parents who are watching us right now, and to the whole PW community, good morning. And for those who are new students, welcome to the Philippine Women's University. I'm Dr. Leo, the Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences and the Director for Research and Development Office. I would like to present to you today the distribution of the modality of instruction, among others, for the rest of the 13 weeks for the first trimester of the academic year 2022-2023. Before we proceed, I'd like you to take down notes of three important terms that you need to be aware of. Number one is face-to-face session. What do you mean by face-to-face session? It means that classes are held at PWU in the official identified room. So you have to check with your professors the official rooms or if there are changes in the assignment of rooms. So you have to see your classmates Of course, you have to follow the protocols set by the university. For number two, we have synchronous session. It means that classes are held via Google Meet for live classes. You make sure you have the link to your actual classes, and the Google Meet links are already generated on Google Classrooms. Number three, we have asynchronous session. It means that students carry out the task, you do your task at your own pace, following the deadline set by your professors, or you can submit your tasks on or before the deadline. Again, it's going to be face-to-face session. You have to go to PWU, and then synchronous session, particularly for Google Meet, live interaction and engagement with your professors and your classmates, and then a synchronous session spent for doing your task at your own pace. Now, at this juncture, I'd like you to direct your attention to the general education cluster and other classes. Later, I will be presenting the distribution of the modality of instruction for professional courses for major subjects. But at this point in time, you are directing your attention to the general education and other classes. So as you can see, we have 13 weeks from week 1 until week 13. On this day of presentation, we are within week 3, right? We are within week 3, that is face to face here. So for the past 2 weeks, you did engage and interact with your professors and classmates via your classes conducted on Google Meet. All right, so as you can see, face-to-face sessions, as you can see here, week 3, face-to-face. As you can see, prelim exams, the major exams, prelims, midterms, and finals are conducted face-to-face. So you have to check week 5, that's for prelims. Week 9, or week meeting 9, it's going to be your midterms, face-to-face. And then week 13, it's going to be finals here, that is face-to-face. And then 12 is also spent for face-to-face interaction, and then you have to go to our dear Philippine Women's University. And the rest will be spent for synchronous session. And these are within week 4. Next week will be your synchronous session / asynchronous session. Week 6, after prelims, it's going to be week 6, 7, and 8. So these 3 weeks are spent for asynchronous sessions. And then week 9 for your midterms examination. And then week 10 and 11 for another synchronous sessions. In regard to the synchronous session, there is important idea here that you have to remember. Okay, I am presenting this from the guidelines or from the SAS manual that the faculty members and I produce. This is for the general education subject only in regard to synchronous. Okay, now for the session, you know that you have your synchronous sessions where you just check your Google Classrooms. You can check the link to the Google Meet. Now, for example, we have here sample schedule for Monday and Thursday. And other sections, you may have, or you must have Tuesday and Friday, or you have Wednesday all day and then Saturday all day. But for this sample, I am only presenting Monday and Thursday. Okay, this is only a sample schedule. Now, what happens to your synchronous sessions? What happens? Remember, you have 4 hours per week. So what happens to your synchronous session? These are three options, or these are three possibilities that your professor can choose. Okay, so of course, for example, this is a sample week. Week 4 next week will be synchronous session. This is only a sample week. Now, this is the first option that your professor can observe during synchronous sessions. For example, for Monday, you will have pure synchronous. It means you will meet your professors, you will meet your classmates via Google Meet. You'll have interaction, discussion, reporting, and some academic fellowship. And then on a Thursday, for 2 hours perhaps, you can spend asynchronously. It means you do the task at your own pace. Your professors will post your task and then perhaps readings. You read and do the task. This is the first option. The second option would be it's the other way around. For example, on a Monday, your professor said we will not meet. You will do the tasks asynchronously at your own pace. You will read different articles so that you will digest the lesson. And then on Thursday, we will meet via Google Meet. So it's the other way around. So far, for the past 2 weeks, which option has your professor chosen? Mostly it's going to be either one or two, right? But there is still the third option. The third option, it's going to be Monday, pure synchronous, pure Google Meet, and then Thursday, another round of Google Meet session. The third option is particularly good for those courses and subjects that demand and entail explicit lecture from the faculty, from the professors. So it's up to you to talk to your professors whether or not this week it's going to be spent for pure Google Meet for 4 weeks. Remember, you have 4 hours. You have 4 hours per week. Do you have questions? I'll give you a minute or so to digest the three possible options that your professors may choose. All right, thank you. Now, before I go to the professional major cluster, there's also another important thing that you need to remember. For general education, major exams, remember our major exams are conducted week 5, week 9, and week 13. Major exams are conducted face to face. Now, what happens during major exams? Your professors may also choose options. And remember, these professors come from the general education cluster, School of Arts and Sciences. We provide general education courses or subjects. So for example, your subject falls on a Monday and Thursday, your professor might choose this option. Okay, for Monday, I will divide your group into two. Batch 1, you will take the exam for 2 hours. And then batch 2, you just stay home. And then on a Thursday, batch 2 will take the exam, and batch 1 on a Thursday will just stay home. And this applies also for Tuesday if your classes fall on a Tuesday and Friday. If your professors would want to split the class into two so that there is social distancing inside the classroom so that no cheating is, no cheating occurs during major exams. So by batch can be conducted, batch 1 and batch 2. And then if you're not part of that batch, you can stay home. And then if you are, for example, part of batch 2, of course, you will only go to PW on a Thursday and stay home on a Monday. Okay, another one. For example, this is for a Tuesday and Friday. So the same thing, batch 1 will go to PW and batch 2 will stay home. And then for Friday, batch 2 will take the exam at PW in your assigned rooms. And then batch 1 will stay home. What happens to those subjects that are allotted for one day, like Wednesday? So the same thing, because for a week there are 4 hours. So the faculty, your professor, may choose batch 1 again and batch 2, 1 to 3. Okay, batch 1, you will take the exam. And then the rest of the batch 2 will be waiting elsewhere inside PWU, Filipino Women's University. Of course, they should be safe outside and then wait for their time. Or you may come to PW before 3:30 for batch 2. The same thing also happens for Saturday class, for example, mostly for your NSTP and other courses assigned on a Saturday. For batch 1, for example, your class is from 8 to 12, so 8 to 10 for batch 1. And then if you belong to batch 2, you come to PW perhaps at 9:45 and ready for the second cluster for batch 2. So I hope these things are clear, especially if if your professors choose this kind of setup so that social distancing is observed. We will now move to the distribution of the modality of instruction for professional classes. What do you mean by professional classes? These are subjects specific to your program. For example, major subjects from School of Nursing, School of Medical Technology, School of Music, School of Hospitality and Management, School of Tourism, School of Social Work, School of Fine Arts and Design, among others. So as you can see, the same thing with the general education. Week 5, it's a major exam, prelims, face-to-face. I'd like you to go to week 9. What do you see? Week 9, it's midterms, so face-to-face. And then the same thing with the general education cluster. Week 13 is for final exam, and it's face-to-face. But then for this cluster, for your major classes, professional classes, we have week 7, week 8, 2 weeks before midterms, you will have your face-to-face interactions. And you have to go to PWU, observe health protocols so that you're allowed to enter the PWU premises. And then for week 11, that's another face-to-face. The same thing with the general education. Week 12 is also spent for face-to-face. I'll give you a minute or so to take a screenshot of this slide. But overall, you can see that week 5, week 9, week 13 are for major exams, and you have to go to PWU to take the major exam and check whether your professor divides your cluster or class into batch 1 or batch 2, and then you check the time. All right. So before, do we have slide? Okay, this is for the graduate studies, but I will not be presenting this to you, but you might as well check the distribution for graduate studies. For this is for MA and PhD. If you have questions, I am very much willing to answer your question, and then you ask your questions, and then I will be willing to answer them during the open forum. Thank you so much, and take care of yourselves, patriots. Have a great day, and God bless.
To ensure the students' growth and quality of learning during their academic experience, the different student services shall provide assistance as we transition from online to blended learning. Let's listen to the different student services.
Good day to everyone. My name is Dr. Minchita F. Dumlao, and I am here to discuss all about Google Classroom. So as you can see, Google Classroom is the official learning management system of the Philippine Women's University. As you can see in the slide, we have here the link or the URL for Google Classroom. You can type that in your mobile devices or personal computer or through your laptop. So I will give you a tour on how to use Google Classroom and how you're going to use it to interact with your teachers and to do all of your requirements for your online classes. So let's discuss first on how you can access that Google Classroom. So let me discuss first G Suite. So if you're a student in PWU, after that you have finished enrollment, you will be given an email address. So that email address is your G Suite account. So the G Suite account is composed, of course, of your email and all other applications included in the G Suite. So as you can see in here, we have student S, and her email address is info.it@pwu.edu.ph. So this is not a real student account. So we just use this for the purpose of this discussion. So if you're a student in PWU, your email will be something like 2021 C0111 at pwu.edu.ph. So that is just an example. So after you enroll, you have to check if you already have your PWU email. So how are you going to access your Google Classroom? So as you can see in here, we have here the nine dots. It's like a square. And if you click that, you will see all the apps that can be used in G Suite. Okay. For today's session, we will be discussing Google Classroom. So you click Google Classroom, and then you will see the classes that you are enrolled. So in this case, the student has 4 classes and she still have 2 more classes that he has not yet accepted or joined. So what does it mean? So when you first log into your Google Classroom for this trimester, you will see that you have invitation to join classes. So it means that your enrollment have caused all of this to be included in your Google Classroom. So you have to click join, okay, so that you can access all the resources in your Google Classroom. So let's go inside the Google Classroom. So let's go to one course. I created a course which is called Sandbox Class. And in your Google Classroom, you can easily identify important labels. For example, these labels, usually in capital letters or the biggest text, is the course code dash followed by the course title. And then on the next line, just below the first line, which is a little smaller in text, is your section. So this is CA301, okay, school year 2021-2022 first trimester. So it's really very easy to organize and to identify your particular classes. So check it into your enlistment if you have correct classes in Google Classroom. So let's go inside our Sandbox class, which is our class for demo. So as you can see, what did you notice? Okay, the teacher have already assigned something to do. So think about Google Classroom, that even if you have not yet opened it, you will see that teachers have already assigned something. So this one, in Sandblocks, there are 2 things that students have to submit. Okay, so let's go. You just click it once and you will be directed to the landing page of your course. This time it's called Sunbox class. So let's discuss some important features of Google Classroom. Okay. So the first thing is stream. Okay. Stream is just like the newsfeed in your Facebook. Okay, so it just show you the events that's happening in chronological order, and the bottom part is the latest, and the top part is the earliest. Most of the time, this is where teachers do announcement. Okay, this is the link. Okay, something like that. Okay, so most of the time in here, you will see the Google Meet. Okay, so you will see a Google Meet link in which that is the permanent link for your um, Google Meet session. So I think I have not yet activated here, but if your teacher have activated the Google Meet link, you will automatically see in here the permanent Google Meet link for your Google Class. Okay, so that is the stream. Now let's go to people. Okay. This is the first thing that you have to do actually to click people so that you can see your teacher, the name of your teacher, and of course the picture of your teacher. So this icon, which is email, okay, as you can see in here, email mfdumlao@pw.edu.ph, that's the email of your teacher. So you can just click it and send email to your teacher. If you don't want your other classmates to see your message, you can just click email. Okay. So in this class, there are no student yet. Maybe the other students have not yet accepted or joined. But if you have classmates, you will see here students or listing of students. Now let's go to classwork. Okay. So in classwork, this is where all of your resource materials, ebooks, PDF files, PowerPoint lectures, quizzes, exams, can be located. But actually, you can also access that in stream. Okay, you can access that in stream so that you can see chronologically what's happening. You can access it here, but you can also access it in classroom. Okay, but in classwork, it is arranged in a more systematic manner. So in here, the outline is course overview followed by module 1 and module 2, and the course overview is a must in all Google Classroom. PWU. What does it mean? Your Google Classroom should have the course overview in which you should see the syllabus. So it is a must that all of our professors should upload the syllabus. So how do you access the syllabus? So sometimes teachers will upload it by just uploading it, okay, or just putting the file. Okay, just click it and then you will see and download it. Okay, and then some will have some kind of a course description. For example, it has a course description. This course lets students to explore, so on and so forth, and then the file. So you just click it, and then after a few seconds, you will see the syllabus. So this is the standard format of PWU syllabus. Okay, you can see it here, but my advice is you download it and save it into your computer for future references because sometimes you may not have internet connection. Not all the time we can have internet connection. So it's advisable that you download all the lectures, the syllabus, so that you can still study it even if there's no internet. Okay, so let's go to module. So the purpose of discussing the module is for us to showcase how to access different things in Google Classroom, how to access resources. So you notice the icons are different. For this uh, icon, which is in gray, okay, it represents resources, materials, lectures. How about the blue one? So it means you have to do something, you have to submit something, or there is a quiz, so on and so forth. Okay, so just click and then view, and then here click the file, and then you will see the file itself, and you can download it. How about questions? Okay, or requirements? Okay, so solve statistical problems using R libraries. So there is already a um, instruction. So write the code for solving exercises in the attached PDF file, upload your code in GitHub, and submit the screenshot of both codes and graph in PowerPoint 5. So it means all of your assignments has direction. So be careful and always read it carefully and understand it so that you will know what to do. So just like in this example, it is said you have to upload the code in GitHub. You have to submit all the screenshots and codes in PowerPoint file. So you have to do that. Okay. So this is a type of assignment wherein you can submit. Okay. So if you click this, okay, click that, okay, so you will be able to see all the materials. Okay. Okay, just the same as what we did previously. How about if you need to put an answer? So this is a Google form. Give the answers in the attached Google form and please click the link. Click the link and then there are questions that you have to answer. So let's answer the question that your teacher gave you. So how many hours do you spend in online class? Let's say 5 hours. Do you like Google Classroom? Yes. Write the problems that which encounter in online class. Okay, let us say slow internet. All right. Okay. Nice spelling. And then submit. Okay. So if you click view score, if your teacher has set the correct answer, you will see your points. But in this case, there's the teacher has not yet set the correct answer. So it means your teacher have not yet make it automatic. Okay. So she needs to read it one by one and then give some points to your answers. Okay. So that is how you give questions and how you answer questions in your Google Classroom. Okay, and then let's discuss a few things all around the Google Classroom. Okay, so you have the Google Calendar, wherein you can see all the schedules related to your classes, just like this one. And then class drive folder. Okay, so in this class drive folder, you will see all the files uploaded in each class. And then here is the menu. These three lines are shortcuts. Okay, so you have the sandbox class and all other classes. What is an archive class? An archive class are classes that you have during the previous semesters. So our IT automatically archive it and put it in a different folder so that it will not be able to mix with your current trimester. So if you want to check those trimesters, like the last year's trimester, you have to request to your teacher to restore it. Okay, it's because the teacher has the one access or has access to uh, restoring the archive class. Okay, so I hope that you were able to gain knowledge and basic skills in Google Classroom, and I hope that this lecture has been very fruitful for all of the students. So I hope that you will be happy in using the Google Classroom. So thank you very much and good day to everyone. Okay, to everyone. My name is Dr. Minchita F. Dunlao, and I am here to discuss about cybersecurity awareness. So what is cybersecurity? As you can see on the image in our slide, you can compare two buildings. On the left, we have here, I can say, an unsecured premise. And on the right side has some security measures. That is how we treat our data and our online transaction. We have to put infrastructure, hardware, and software in order to make sure that our systems and online transactions are secured. So, what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is the art of protecting networks, devices, and data from unauthorized access or criminal use, and the practice of ensuring confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. These are the threat and attack vectors. These are the two things that we are supposed to be familiar. Threat vectors. So this can be your network, the users, us, your email, and web applications. So these are the vectors in which attacks can be done. And of course, the remote access portal and the mobile devices. Now, what are the attack vectors? So these are the zero-day vulnerabilities. This can also be through social engineering. These attack vectors are the ways in which attacks can be done. And that can also be through man in the middle attacks and distributed denial of service. There are cybersecurity related laws that we are familiar and we should be familiar. So this is the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. So it ensures that offenses against confidentiality, integrity, and availability of computer and data systems are protected. Also, the computer-related offenses are enumerated in this act and the content-related offenses. Another law is the Anti-Cyberbullying Act of 2015, in which it is an act of cruelty that you commit using internet or any form of electronic media or technology that has the effect of stripping one's dignity or causing reasonable fear or physical or emotional harm. So we should be aware of that, and we should be aware that we are not committing this crime. Another is the ICT National Cybersecurity Plan of 2022 from the Department of Information and Communication Technology. The National Cybersecurity Plan shares its vision to reach the state of having a trusted and resilient infrastructure. In order to accomplish the state, the following mission objectives are determined: to systematically and methodologically harden the critical information infrastructure for resiliency, to prepare and secure government infrastructure, to raise the awareness in the business sector or cyber risk and use of security measures among businesses to prevent and protect, respond, and recover from attack, and to raise awareness of individuals on cyber risk among users as they are the weakest link. They need to adopt the right norms in cybersecurity. How about other organizations which are concerned with cybersecurity? So these are the EC Council for Academic Partnership, which can be seen in that link. CompTIA, in which PWU is a CompTIA Academy. Okay, let's discuss how to be safe when using social networking sites. So these are Facebook, Twitter, and all of the networking sites that we use. So these social networking sites are what we call a friend of a friend site. So these are kinds of website in which you make connections to different kinds of people, your friends, relatives. And the features of the social networking sites may allow some perpetrators to make our personal information available to the public. So this can be through chats, newsfeed, forums, instant messages, which enables us to connect to other people through online medium. And the lack of physical interaction in social networking sites provides a false sense of security and allows us to give more information. So those are Some crimes are the love scam in which you fall in love online and then you give everything online because we always trust easily, even if we don't know the people we're talking to online. So the majority of people using these sites do not pose a threat. You will not be able to feel that they are a threat because they make you feel secure and trusted. Okay, because the reason is they want to have or to gain access to your personal information. Okay, so how are you going to address that and to prevent that from happening to you? Limit the amount of personal information that you post online. Okay, your address, maybe you should not post your house or your car or uh, some flex those things, but you have to be very careful. Remember that the internet is a public resource and everyone can see that. And be skeptical when you post and evaluate your settings. And of course, use a strong password. Okay. And then check the privacy policy in your social networking site. And also use and maintain antivirus software. Now, how are you going to avoid the social engineering and phishing attacks? The social engineering and phishing attacks are one of the common crimes which are committed online. So, when an attacker uses human interaction, just like chatting or other social skills to obtain or compromise information about an organization or person, to its computer system. And an attacker may seem unassuming or it may seem respectable, possibly claiming to be a new employee, repair person, or researcher, and even fostering credentials to support that idea. So, in the case that you have transactions like PWU transactions, you have to verify who is that person that you are transacting online. Okay. So, what is phishing? It is phishing. It is a form of social engineering that attacks through email and malicious websites to solicit personal information by posing as a trustworthy organization. So they may represent themselves as an NGO or government institution. They may use fake websites. So you should verify. Phishing attacks may also appear to come from other types of organizations such as charities, and they take advantage of those events. For example, disasters, healthcare health scares, national like the COVID-19 pandemic, economic concerns, and holidays. How about phishing? It is a type again of social engineering that approaches and leverage voice communication. So this is through voice, and this technique can be combined with other forms of social engineering that will entice the victim to call a certain number and reveal sensitive information. How about smishing? So this is a form of social engineering that exploits through text messages. So you know now phishing, vishing, and smishing, and there are the ways that they can commit a crime. So text messages can contain links such as these are websites or emails. You should be careful with the links. Don't just click it. Okay? And be suspicious to unsolicited phone calls, visits, or email messages from individuals asking about employees or other internal information. Do not provide personal information about your organization, about yourself, or about anybody. Do not provide those personal information, just like SSS, number, birthday, or student number. You should keep it or you should protect those type of information. Do not reveal personal or financial information in email. And pay attention to URL. Okay, that is what you find in the address bar. So you have to check if the URL is a legitimate URL. And if you're unsure whether an email request is legitimate or not, try to verify it by calling the legitimate company number. Okay. And of course, install antivirus software, firewall, and email filters to reduce some of the traffic. So, what is two-factor authentication? In PWU, that is the way that we encourage students to protect your email, just like the Gmail. So in this slide, I'm showing now, I'm clicking now how are you going to configure that in your Gmail? So just go to settings and then click all settings. That this is the way this process is teaching you on how will you implement two-factor authentication in an email. Okay, so two-factor authentication means if you open your email in a device, it will ask you for a code which is sent from your cell phone. That is to verify that the one who is logging in the account is really the legitimate owner. Okay, and then click on accounts and import. Okay, actually what I'm doing now, you can find it if you check it in Google on how to set two-factor authentication. Your security, and then click the two-step verification, which is something like this, and then click get started. Okay, and then enter your password for verification. So use very strong password, just like this one. This is the screenshot. Okay, and then enter the verification code. So how about the privacy and on mobile device? Okay, how can we ensure privacy on our cell phones? Not only in our laptop and PC, but also in cell phones. So these apps that we use in our cell phone are very convenient. It gives us a lot of things. But when we download an app, before we can actually install it, it will ask you to do this. Like I, I agree that I allow this app to access my email, contacts, calendar, logs, pictures, okay, something like that. That can be used to any purpose. So we cannot get rid of that. So what are you going to do? So limit downloads of these apps, okay? As much as possible, download those apps that you need. So if you're having a lot of applications in your mobile, it's better that you delete that if you're really not using that. Okay. Before downloading an app, you have to verify if the app is a legitimate app. So actually, you can search naman. When you type a certain app, you can see the reviews. No. Read the permission that the app is requesting and determine whether the data it is asking to access is related to the purpose of the app. Okay. Let's say, for example, if you have Google Maps and then it requests for the access of your location, then that's good. Okay. But for example, you're having an app for exercise, something like that. So does it really need for you to access your location? So you have to be skeptic. Okay. Okay. So delete the apps that you need, as I've said, and keep your software updated. So as I've said, limit location permission. Okay, because it's really so vulnerable. If you're vulnerable if all these apps can access your location. And review the app permission and be cautious with signing into apps with social networking accounts and limit the access on public Wi-Fi networks because these are unsecured networks. And be cautious when charging. Okay, because for example, it's really not advisable if you are charging your cell phone in your laptop. So if you have, most of the time, no, students or us have laptop and then we charge it in our cell phone. So we have to avoid that because um, it can also be your phone can also be uh, into a big risk. What is a spam? So it is in our email in which I call it unsolicited email. These are junk email that we don't need, mostly promotional email. Okay. Sometimes it contains virus, sometimes it does not contain. But me personally, I avoid spam because it keeps my email flooding and it it prevents my important email to be read first. Okay, so you better configure your email not to accept spam or to reduce the spam. Okay, so check the privacy policy and be aware of options selected by default and use filter for spam tagging and don't follow links in spam messages. So especially this spam may have messages, attachments. So don't click that. Okay, verify it. Okay, disable automatic download so that you can scan those downloads before you really install it or have a copy in your computer. And consider opening an additional email account. Why? For backup reasons, and use privacy settings on social networking sites. So these are your cybersecurity practices. So the real thing is, if you are connected to the internet, you are not secure. It means there is a risk. There are ways to prevent that, but as we say, it's not really 100%. And it's important that you are knowledgeable of what is happening and what are the things or the signs that your system is being hacked. Okay? So improve your password security. So if ever that perpetrators will access your account, it will not be easy for them because you keep on changing your password. Choose secure networks and keep all of your personal electronic device software current. It means you have to update and be suspicious of unexpected emails. Okay? These are the references that we use in this presentation. So I hope that it helps all of you in keeping our access for online classes, payments, enrollments, and all of our transactions safe online. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. I was tasked to give a talk on the PWU libraries today. The main library. The main library is known as the Ramona S. Tirona Memorial Library. The departmental libraries are the Science Library, the Graduate School Library, and the High School Library. Online Public Access Catalog, or the OPAC. OPAC is one of the services of the library. A book may be searched through its title, author, or subject in the OPAC. After searching and the book is in the catalog, the library user will go to the section where the book is located. If the library user is new, he may ask for the assistance of any of the library staff to locate the book for him. The circulation stock area. It contains all the fiction and non-fiction books which may be borrowed for home use. The reserved section. This section contains the books and other materials assigned as required reading for students. A book may be borrowed from this section for overnight use only, to be returned first thing in the morning. Newly acquired book section. After the books are processed, they are sent out to the circulation section and displayed on the revolving rack for the newly acquired books. The Internet room houses the computer workstations for Internet surfing. There are 24 computer units to serve the research and study needs of the library users. Aside from the various collection of books in the circulation stock area, we have the fine arts collection. This collection are on painting, photography, sculpture, advertising, interior decoration and design, and industrial design. Works of notable artists here and abroad also make up the collection. The music collection. Books in the field of music and arts, as well as musical scores in piano, voice, guitar, and violin constitute the collection. A valuable part of our music collection are the works, the compositions of our national artist, the late Dr. Lucrecia King Casilag. The social work collection covers mostly the field of social sciences with particular emphasis on social work, social services, social work counseling, social welfare, social work research, social change, social problems, and a lot more subjects. The reference section contains the general reference books such as dictionaries, encyclopedias, yearbooks, indexes, and standard references in the special subject fields. These books are not for home use. The periodical section contains the bound and single issues of professional and cultural journals. The discussion rooms. There are two discussion rooms in the library. The one in the picture is one of them. The discussion rooms may be used for brainstorming among group members in a class or for discussion on topics related to the subjects or projects or reports of students. Reservation should be made for the use of the discussion rooms. The Graduate School Library. It contains not only books on the various fields of human endeavors, but also copies of theses and dissertations submitted to the PWU Graduate School. The books in this library are meant for the graduate school students. Special collections. One of our special collections is the Asia collection. It contains books on Asia or Asian countries like the Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, Burma, or Myanmar. These books contain each of the country's history, people, geography, culture, heritage, economy, politics, and travel destinations, and many more. The Rare Books Collection. This is composed of books dating back to many years ago. Some of the books are historical, political, and religious in nature. Others are literary. Due to the delicate conditions of the collection, that is, with yellow and brittle pages, they are not for circulation anymore. Women's Collection. The collection is comprised of books on women in education, women in business, women in politics, and women in arts. A part of the collection is also on gender and development and feminism. The Science Library. One of the branch or the satellite libraries is the Science Library. It contains the collection of books and periodicals in the field of medicine, pure sciences such as nursing, chemistry, medical technology, biological sciences, pharmacy, and others. The Rizaliana Collection. Inside the Science Library is the Rizaliana Collection, which is solely on our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. The collection is composed of his life, works, and writings. The Filipiniana Collection. Another collection housed in the Science Library is the Filipiniana books, which contains a wealth of information about the Philippines, written by Filipinos and foreigners. The High School Library. Another branch library. The high school library caters to the study and research needs of the high school students. The library offers services and provides facilities for the use of its targeted library users. E-resources or electronic resources. Aside from the print collection of books, journals, and magazines, the library has purchased electronic resources to support the curricular offerings of the university. One of these is the Gale Virtual Reference Library, which contains a vast collection of electronic books. To access this, please visit the link http://infotrack.galegroup.com /itweb/phwomenu, and the password is resource, and that is for off-campus access. Second is the ProQuest 5000 Special Collection. This contains databases on disciplines such as education, medical and health, social sciences, science and technology, nursing and allied health, business management, and trade. To access this, please click its link, which is http://search.proquest.com. The username is pwu_Manila, all in small letters and with no spaces in between. The password is research01. This is for off-campus access also. Here are the steps on how to access ProQuest 5000 in the PWU website. This is for within campus access only. Number 1, type the PWU URL, that is www.pwu.edu.ph. Next, click Student Support, which is on the right-hand corner of the screen. Next, click Main Library, which will show on the right side also. Next, scroll down until Online Resources shows. Next, click ProQuest 5000 Special Collection, that is within campus. Next step, type your topic in the ProQuest search bar, then click Enter. And the last is, the article or the articles regarding your topic will show. Here are the steps to follow in remote access to ProQuest. 1. Search ProQuest in Google. 2. Click Student and General Researcher. 3. Get started, then log in. 4. Click Other Details. 5. Type the username pwu_Manila. 6. Type the password, which is research01. 7. Type your topic in the ProQuest search bar, then click Enter. 8. The last article or articles regarding your topic will show. Still on electronic resources. At present, the PWU library staff are downloading and uploading electronic resources such as electronic books, electronic journal articles, readings, articles, videos, and PowerPoint presentations that can be used by the teachers and students as references for their online classes. Thank you and stay safe.
Welcome, dear students. I am Miss Christina Gracia Dimeron, the head of the Guidance, Counseling, and Testing Office, and here is our agenda for today's orientation. So I'll be briefly discussing with you our department's mission and vision and the objectives, the GCTO's role in our university, how we plan to deliver our different services this school year, and we also have some announcements about the peer facilitators organization's recruitment of new members. And then next in the list of our agenda would be our office setup and the safety protocols. And lastly, I will also introduce to you the members of the GCTO. So for the mission, vision, and objectives, our mission, the Guidance, Counseling, and Testing Office is committed to the goal of increasing students' awareness, which will prepare them to be positive, healthy, and productive individuals. Its process emphasizes on the appreciation of home, community, and the world. Moreover, Guidance, Counseling, and Testing Office is dedicated to provide students with the knowledge of self, skills necessary for self-realization,
and acceptable attitude which can make them more adaptable to their environment. Eventually, the students' awareness will significantly lead them in their involvement with the present day demands of national and global development. Our vision in the fulfillment of the institution's philosophy, PWU Guidance Counseling and Testing Office envisions itself to be an integral part of the total PWU educational program. The Guidance Counseling and Testing Office will provide programs that can contribute to students' development in their academic, career, personal, and social areas, and as a result, the students' holistic development as proactive, responsible, and socially functioning individuals will be achieved. Our fourfold objectives are to discover to learn, which is academic or educational, to discover to work, which is career occupational, to discover to live, which is personal social, and to discover and to contribute, which emphasizes on community involvement. Now, what do we do? So, what's our role or purpose in the school community? First, we are here to assist the students in discovering and understanding themselves. Eventually, they will be able to actualize well defined moral values, beliefs, and principles essential for a balanced life. Second is to facilitate students' acceptance, appreciation, and strengthening of family values amidst inevitable conflicts and difficulties. Third is to motivate the students in becoming agents of social transformation towards building a culture of peace and unity. And fourth, to develop students' potentials and capabilities of assuming leadership roles with passion and compassion in their chosen career or vocation. Now, for the delivery of the guidance services, the GCTO has two types of services. The direct service, which means the GCTO personnel directly interacts with the students, and the student may directly benefit from the services being offered by our office. The indirect services, which are often in the form of consultation or collaboration with other stakeholders, such as the parents, faculty members, or administrators, but ultimately, the outcome of the said interactions are beneficial for the student. Please note that in order to ensure your health and safety, and in order for us to deliver our services more efficiently, we will continue to provide most of our services online. Under the direct services, we have the instruction and information. So the purpose of these services is to gather, psychoeducate, and disseminate information through orientations, seminars, training, information campaign, and this will be delivered either online or in campus, depending on the alert level status of our community. Specific examples for this are the transformative learning system seminars or trainings, virtual trainings and orientations, the GCTO and PWU peers Facebook posts and updates, infographics, email blasts, and our upcoming online personal development modules via Google Classroom. And here are all the seminars and trainings lined up for this year, including the target schedule. Now, appraisal and advisement services, on the other hand, are the information that we collect from you through tests and surveys and online forms that you have accomplished. We use this as a tool for counseling and the individual student planning. And examples are the following. So we have initial or routine interview survey forms, student information form, needs assessment inventory, career surveys, and other online tests, which will be flashed on the screen later. So please note that these are either emailed to you or are integrated or tagged in the student portal and are requirements before a student can enroll. Now let's proceed to our testing services. So last school year, we had online inventories for profiling, counseling, and research and program development purposes. So we have behavioral, emotional, and social skills inventory or BESI. We also have the motivated strategies for learning questionnaire or MLSQ. So new students of school year 2020-2021 and 21-22 were required to complete these. In case you're a tertiary student from the said batch and you have not answered this yet, expect that you will be invited or be tagged via ERP to respond to these tests. We are also adding an aptitude test and some test inventories for new students as posted on the screen. And these are the proposed or target dates. Please note that you will be notified through email and through the student portal if you are scheduled to take any of these tests. We will also email you specific instruction on when and how to take the online test. Please note that you're supposed to take this as scheduled, which could be anytime within your first term in the university. If you failed to take the test as scheduled, you will be tagged or be uncleared in the student portal. And this means you need to complete the test before you can enlist subjects or enroll for the next term. There may also be other exams that are standardized, such as the paper and pencil test, which may be administered but subject for approval. So those who are endorsed to GCTO for these tests may take their exam in our testing office as scheduled. However, please note that the GCTO may only accommodate a maximum of 6 examinees to ensure physical distancing. So personality tests may also be given per request of the department for OJT and career advisement purposes. But for now, we are utilizing the result of BESI online inventory. Still under advisement and appraisal, we have student interviews, such as the initial interview for new students, routine interviews for upperclassmen, and then the exit interview for graduating or transferring students. So this is a 30-minute to 1 hour kamustahan session, and this is our way to know who may need counseling or further assistance. This also includes interpretation of the aptitude or personality tests that we took. And this is the procedure. So you will be notified or tagged in the student portal or ERP, and then you must then coordinate with your counselors for an interview schedule. Interviews are highly advised to be conducted online and must not be in conflict with your synchronous or in-person classes. After the interview, you must fill out an interview or counseling feedback form after the session. Now, we also have counseling and follow-up, and this aims to establish therapeutic alliance and to empower students by helping them gain insights about their situation and come up with attainable goals and workable action plans using tailor-fitted and evidence-based approaches and techniques. So this means that this is more in-depth compared to the student interviews and would usually last for an hour or more and would take more than one session. And please note once again that for safety and health reasons, the students are still highly encouraged to avail the online counseling service, which is conducted via Google Meet. And here are the steps on how you can avail the counseling service of our office. So students can self-refer for counseling by sending an email to their assigned counselor or at guidance@pwu.edu.ph. PWU faculty and staff may also refer their students by sending an email to their department's counselor or at guidance@pwu.edu.ph. They will be asked to fill out an online counseling referral form for more detailed information about the student's concern. The counselor in charge will then reach out to the student for their schedule. So self-referred students or referred students will be asked to answer an online intake interview form or the PWU Cares form prior to their initial session with their counselor. And while in session, students are highly advised to stay in a private space to ensure privacy and confidentiality. Follow-up sessions shall be scheduled if needed, and student counselee will be asked to fill out the counseling feedback form once their session with their counselor has been terminated or completed. Also, please note that students may also seek assistance from the trained peer facilitators with regard to academic or peer relationship concerns. Peer facilitators may consult or refer to the counselors if deemed necessary. While online counseling is highly encouraged, students who walk in and or are in distress or are in crisis will definitely be attended to right away. Now, for the indirect services, we have consultation, collaboration, or outside referrals. So, consultations and case conference meetings, such as faculty, parent, and counselor conferences, discussion on referral to other specialists, monitoring and follow up of students with specific learning needs, and those with psycho-emotional needs are done regularly or as the need arises. So we highly encourage this to be scheduled and conducted online via Google Meet. Collaboration may also include co-sponsoring events with the other departments, just like what we usually do in our PWUS Wellness Hub activities, the happiness and well-being webinars with in collaboration with the Institute of Family Life and the Psychology Department, the trainings in collaboration with the HRMO, and other activities in coordination with the student body, such as the peer facilitators group and the student council. And then we also have assessment and system support services. So these are the surveys that we conduct, and the overall results are used for our program or university improvement. So flash on the screen are the usual surveys that we administer or conduct to you to adhere to safety protocols, and also in order to collect and analyze data in a more efficient manner, these surveys will still be conducted online using Google Forms or are either emailed to you or are already integrated in the student portal. For the fourth agenda, the GCTO also has its own organization or student organization, which is the Peer Facilitators Organization, also known as PWU Peers. So we launched this last year and we're hoping to continue to recruit more members. So why did we organize this group? Please take note that the largest percentage of the student population in PWU are the college students who are also considered to be in the emerging adulthood stage. So this developmental period is between 18 to 25 and is characterized by a lot of changes and exploration and is a very crucial time for identity development. So our students face an entirely different environment, which is often characterized by greater freedom, less adult supervision, increased interpersonal conflicts, and a sense of isolation. So this only means that our students need support in different forms, and that includes support from their fellow students. So here are the goals of the PWU peers. So fostering a culture of camaraderie and support in our school community. Second is igniting our students' passion to serve others and equip them with the skills necessary and advocating for holistic growth and mental health in our school community. And then expanding our reach and making mental health services more accessible to all students in our community. And then lastly, extending the mission of guidance, counseling, and testing office and providing developmental, responsive, and preventive programs that can improve our students' holistic well-being. We also offer a series of peer facilitation training or peer facilitation skills training to the chosen peer facilitators, and these are the objectives. So first is to gain a deeper understanding of the common mental health concerns of students. The next is to recognize and utilize their talents by organizing activities for all students or special groups in the school community. To be mindfully aware of the ethical principles and standards while applying peer facilitation skills. To proactively link students to the GCTO and or other student support services. And lastly, to show continuous effort and commitment to their roles as mental health advocates in the school community. And here's the picture of our PWU peers, officers, and members from the last school year. So we are starting our PWU peers promotion and recruitment for this school year. And so if you're interested in joining this group or this organization, please follow the GCTO in PWU peers Facebook page for more announcements. Now, let us also proceed to the discussion of our office setup and safety protocols. So if there are any walk-in inquiries or consultations, Of course, we are prepared for that by following all the safety protocols prescribed by our MSDC, having assigned counselors on site every day from Monday to Friday, and there are also counselors available as early as 7 in the morning. And then we also would like to keep the office well sanitized and imposing and following safety protocols like wearing the face mask and ensuring physical distancing. So with that, we are limiting the number of students inside the office. That is, 3 students are allowed in the waiting area inside the office, while 2 to 3 students may wait on the bench located in front of the GCPO. So as you can see here, we have the different entrance doors for examinees, for the GCTO personnel and other visitors. And this is the entrance to the receiving area and the picture of our waiting area in front of the guidance counseling and testing hall. Now, let me also introduce to you my beloved GCTO team members. And please kindly take note of their names and their email addresses, especially for those who are assigned to your department. So, of course, this is me and my email address. And then we have Miss Marisol Chasas for School of Fine Arts and Design. We have Miss Vina Medrano for CBIB and Allied Health Courses. We also have Sir Paulo or Sir Pau for SAS, School of Education, School of Music, HZB International Relations and Diplomacy, and the Philippine School of Social Work. And then we also have here Sir Andrew or Sir Andrew Kevin Nicanor for School of Hospitality Management, Food Technology, and Tourism. So he's also handling students from the psychology department and is the PWU peers coordinator. We also have here Miss Patricia Manzanares, and she's in charge of the testing and assessment. So she's our school psychometrician. And of course, again, here are our other contact information. Once again, thank you so much and have a pleasant afternoon to all.
Good morning, dear freshmen, and welcome to Philippine Women's University. I'm Dr. Gina Mariquero, your school physician, and I'm here to give you an overview of PWU's health services. But before anything else, let me orient you first to our safety and health guidelines for our new normal. Before entering the campus, we should fill up the daily health checklist form through your student portals. Upon entering, temperature is checked. Make sure you wear your face mask properly and at all times. And frequently perform hand hygiene, like washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds or more, or alcohol or hand sanitizer rubs. You should observe social distancing while inside the school premises. And proper respiratory etiquette must always be observed and practiced. Remember that anybody showing influenza-like symptoms should not come to school at all. Instead, they should seek medical consultation. Now, if you go to school with these symptoms, you will be sent home immediately. So what are the symptoms that we have to watch out for? Temperature of greater than 37.4 degrees centigrade, headache, cough, cold, sore throat, shortness of breath, additional symptoms such as loss of sense of smell, body pain, and diarrhea. So what should you do if you have these symptoms? For mild symptoms, you just have to stay at home and quarantine and monitor your symptoms. Increase your fluid intake, eat well-balanced meals, and rest well. Wear your face mask and frequently wash your hands with soap and water and alcohol hand rubs. Isolate or practice social distancing. Consult your private physician and undergo RT-PCR tests as needed. And you should inform the medical clinic for assistance and health monitoring. Now, the Medical Specialists and Diagnostic Center is located at the ground floor of the Leon Ginto wing, and it houses the medical clinic,
the dental clinic, the laboratory, and the x-ray. Our vision is to provide holistic health services for the total well-being of an individual, family, and community. Our mission is to provide holistic health services and resource generation through advocacy, training, development, and counseling. Now, this is the MSDC New Normal Consultation Area. And this is our medical clinic. So this is a medical clinic and this is our infirmary. The services that we render are the annual physical or medical examination of students and employees, which includes lab tests and chest x-ray. The school health staff will immediately isolate students showing influenza-like illnesses while inside the campus, and parents will be informed to fetch their child. Consultation and treatments are also done, and we also do emergency treatment for minor injuries or even major ones, the nursing care for patients in the infirmary, and we refer patients seen at the clinic to hospitals or specialists whenever necessary. Now, this is our dental clinic. The dental clinic renders annual dental checkup of all students. They also render emergency treatment to all students and employees, like toothache drops, temporary fillings, post-operative treatments, gum treatment, and tooth extraction. They also render permanent filling and oral prophylaxis or cleaning. We refer and follow up special cases to family dentists or specialists, and the dentists usually coordinate with the medical clinic. Now, this is our laboratory, and they facilitate and provide reliable screening tests such as CBC, urinalysis, fecalysis, Hep B screening, and blood typing. They also provide fast and reliable primary modalities in acute and emergency medical and surgical conditions. Our X-ray department serves as the place where we have our annual chest X-ray examination, and we also X-ray for any parts of the body as needed in emergency situations for students and employees. Everyone is advised to observe and practice the above guidelines for the general welfare of all. Let us help each other and our PWU community to fight and prevent the spread of COVID-19 or any illnesses. Stay safe and healthy, PWU. For other safety and health concerns, please contact us at PWU Medical Clinic, telephone number 8526-8421, local 154, or email us at msdc@pwu.edu.ph. Thank you and God bless.
Moral Social Civic Education course is required at all levels in all courses and disciplines as a hallmark of PWU education. We have 3 subjects, which are personality development and life skills, child development and family, and civil society and citizenship. All these subjects reflect the vision, mission, and the fourfold objectives of the university. This is under the Campus Life Department, where we try to give our students a memorable college experience. Personality development and life skills. Fundamental development of values and skills of student into an integrated person like PWU vision, mission, and core values, ethical principles, pleasing personality, and good character in social reality. Competencies in communication, time and financial management, and critical and creative thinking. Child development and family life. The fundamental reality of relationship from friendship, dating, courtship, to marriage in Filipino context. The contemporary global emerging patterns of human relationship and behavior, sexual ethics in relation to cultural and societal values and standards, and marriage and family relating to power, violence, poverty, and transnational families. And the last one, civil society and citizenship. This will help you understand traditional, modern, and contemporary communities, its functions and implications to socio-economic and political enterprise, affecting national and global phenomenon. The development of civic consciousness, a strong sense of volunteerism, and community participation. We will understand the use of authority, good governance, and respect for the law. The use of information highways, relevant tool for self and social development.
As an educational institution of higher learning, Philippine Women's University develops individuals through excellence in teaching, dynamic and relevant research, and responsive service supported by evolving technology for global competence. Its enduring commitment is to prepare the learner to continuously search for knowledge through a holistic education which treasures heritage and is imbued with the core values of personal integrity and spirituality, family solidarity, and community participation. The fourfold objectives of the university are holistic development of personality and moral character, preparation for a vocation, career, and profession, training for home and family life, and training for community participation and leadership. To achieve these goals and objectives, PWU has designed and formulated the PWU Transformative Learning System. Specifically, it aims to give students a holistic and multifaceted experience of perspective transformation in understanding one's beliefs and behavior. Aside from professional knowledge and skills, this system widens and enhances the student's perspective of their interactions with self, others, the community, and the environment. The PW Transformative Learning System espouses 5 core values. These are self-intelligence and growth, intercultural competence, fitness and well-being, leadership and creativity, and community engagement. Self-intelligence and growth refer to activities that develop the attitudes and skills of students, help them gain self-esteem and confidence, and learn to better understand themselves and the world around them. Intercultural competence refer to activities that enhance knowledge about the Filipino culture and other cultures, capacities like behavior, adaptation, conflict and negotiation, and attitudes like flexibility, open-mindedness, empathy, tolerance, and interdependence. Fitness and well-being refer to activities that stress the importance of rest and relaxation and the physical, social, mental, and emotional health of the students. Leadership and creativity refer to activities that draw out the right minds and develop the leadership traits of the students, enhance the multiple intelligence of students, emphasize the creative process, introduce differentiated ways of cultivating innovation, and access to rich learning opportunities in various disciplines. And lastly, community engagement refers to activities that emphasize service learning, communal responsibility, social entrepreneurship, social work and development, and those that draw out the students' curiosity, attention, interest, concern, and passion for the welfare of the community. The successful implementation of the PW Transformative Learning System rests on the management of a committee named the PW Transformative Learning Committee. This committee has a membership of 5 individuals who will make sure that the program is able to achieve its set goals and objectives. It is headed by the AVP of Campus Life, the Guidance and Testing Director, the Career and Placement Officer, the Program Chair or Director of the Institute of Family Life. To implement the PW Transformative Learning System, activities that allow the exemplification of the 5 core values are enumerated by the university. These activities are classified as curricular, co-curricular, or extracurricular. Curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular activities may include attending seminars, trainings and workshops, participating in projects and exhibits, volunteering in community programs, serving as facilitators, ushers, or members of events, and others. These activities can be accredited to earn credit points, and each accredited activity carries a credit point of 5 points. Once these activities are approved, the activities are final and they will be posted on the bulletin boards or communicated to all the students. Every student is given his or her own PWU transformative learning record. Certificates will also be given to the students by the Campus Life Office for every activity attended. This will help the student create his or her own portfolio of activities. Every student should accumulate a total of 200 credit points. And as a requirement for graduation, the PW Transformative Learning Record has to be submitted to the Campus Life Office with a total number of required credit points, which is 200 or more credit points.
Hi everyone, my name is Ruth. Join me today as we talk about what Bukas tuition installment plans are, how to apply, its benefits, and so much more. Dahil ang bukas mo sigurado, exploring bukas, making education affordable. To start, I'd like to introduce everyone to who Bukas is. Bukas is an education financing platform that provides access to quality education through affordable, flexible, and easy tuition loans. We partner with universities and colleges nationwide to help you build a better tomorrow for the Filipino youth. How we work is that we provide tuition installment plans for the students with a monthly interest rate and a one-time service fee applied. As a sample, let's say your tuition fee is 30,000. So instead of paying for 30,000 one time, with Bukas, we will divide it into 12 equal payments of 3,025 pesos per month. So definitely, Bukas makes paying for your tuition fees more affordable and flexible because we break your tuition fee down for you that is payable in 1 year. Again, this is just a sample. If you do want an accurate quotation for your school, please head on to our website or you can check the link here in the slides below where you can also schedule a consultation call. How the application works, generally it starts with the student or the applicant or simply with you. Again, with Bukas, we provide flexible financing solutions for you because instead of paying your tuition fee one time big time, we break it down for you in 12 equal monthly installments. And then if you do decide to apply and once you are approved, Bukas will now directly pay your tuition fee to your school, which is why with Bukas, we really aim to bridge the gap between the students and our partner schools. So you must ask, who are eligible to apply for a Bukas tuition installment plan? So number one, you must at least be 18 years old and enrolled as a college or graduate student in one of our partner schools. If you're thinking who are the partner schools of Bukas, you can head over to our website at bukas.ph to check them out. Number two, you must have a copy of your student ID, but if you don't have any student ID yet, you can submit any valid government ID that you have. You must also submit an enrollment form that shows the breakdown of your fees or your tuition fee. And lastly, you must elect a guardian who is at least 21 years old and that is currently living with you. The elected guardian will serve as your emergency contact for your application. So if you do see that you are fit for these eligibility criteria, then you can apply for a Bukas plan whether you're a freshman, a senior, or a postgrad student. Now, how do you apply or what are the steps of the application? Since Bukas follows a purely digital process, there is no need for you to go to your school. You would just visit our website, which is bukas.ph, and register. After registration and creating a profile, you can now complete and submit your application form. And within 3 to 5 business days, you would get feedback from our team if your application has been approved. Once approved, you just need to review your contract and click confirm. Guys, please don't forget this step because there have been students who thought that they are good to go once they have received the app approval and would forget to click the confirm button. Now, once you click confirm, in one business day or sometimes the same day, Bukas will disburse your payment directly to your school. So again, you won't need to pick up any cash or check because we will directly pay your tuition fee to your school. And once your tuition fee has been disbursed, you will pay your monthly dues to Bukas 30 days after. You can choose to pay from our 8,000 payment partners center nationwide, which includes banks like BDO, BPI, Union Bank, and the likes. And of course, you can also pay via non-bank options such as GCash, PayMaya, and Bayad centers. So definitely paying with Bukas is really more accessible and affordable for you to start, continue, and finish your studies. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope you learned a lot about Bukas and the tuition installment plans. For more information, you may visit our website at www.bukas.ph or scan the QR code on the screen to know more. Dahil ang bukas mo sigurado, making education affordable.
And now that we've heard the guidelines for blended learning as well as the different student services and programs, I hope we have answered your concerns and questions as we transition from online learning to blended learning. Later this afternoon, I hope you can also take the opportunity to join the individual Google Meets or breakout sessions with your deans and program chairs to continue to hear specific guidelines for your respective schools. Once again, we thank you for joining us in today's PWU Virtual Student Orientation for New Entrants, and we hope to see you in campus face-to-face this school year. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the day.